Hello everybody, good evening to you all. Thank you so much for being here today. David, Jason, Dragon, Steven, Marson, welcome to the stream everybody. Let's stand up before we go AFK here. I'm going to stay in Westfall this evening because I really like the skybox and the vibe that Westfall has in the evening time. So even though typically, like, to be efficient, I would probably go to Loch Modan and I would do the level 11 stuff, I'm not going to do that. We're going to work on completing Gortus Liver Pie, we're going to work on People's Militia Part 1, we'll do the Patrolling Westfall for the Knoll Pauls, and we'll get the bandanas. And by then we'll be 16 or so, we'll probably go after the Harvest Watchers. So, yeah. That's the plan. Thank you guys for being here for it. This guy is my nemesis. We gotta mark him. I don't like him, and we're not ready to kill him yet. I don't think I've ever seen Dunmorrow at night. I wish I could be more dedicated to playing later in the day. It's so hard for me to, like, you know, stay awake. I wish I could, like, play later in the night sometimes to see some of the zones at night. But the problem is, like, in Azeroth, the sun doesn't set until, like, 9:30, 10 o'clock server time. It's like Michigan in the summer, like, the sun never goes down. And I can't stay awake that late. I mean, I can stay awake that late, but I can't play the game that late. Not well. Yeah, and in Classic era, like, nighttime is actually nighttime. Where I feel like a lot of the retail zones, like, even when it's nighttime, even if they have a skybox that changes to nighttime, it's never dark. Like, you never experience the game actually feeling dark in retail. That's one of, like, the joys of Classic era, is that it actually feels dark. Well, that's one of the things that worries me about the Cataclysm, is, like, the Cataclysm started changing all the skyboxes. And after Cataclysm, I don't feel like night was actually dark anymore. It was, like, still very light. It was very lit up. But in Classic era Classic, like, the nighttime feels dark. It's very charming. It's like they were like, oh, if it's nighttime, we don't want it to be hard for people to see. It's like, it's not really hard to see. Like, what do you mean? You lightened everything to make it easier for people who are playing at night to see? I don't feel like even in Classic era it was ever hard to see at night. It just had a deeper sense of darkness to it. I feel like you could still see everything fine. the night elf female like reverses her grip on the sword and then like flips it back around to swing. It's like, it's a very specific motion that I can't quite, I like it. I just can't quite figure out what it is. It's like she takes it into a reverse grip and then flips it back out. It's like, it's hard to catch. It's not every time either, I don't think. There it is, yeah, there it was. She's got the overhand swipe. Huh. But sometimes she does this like reverse grip thing with the sword. That right there. Let's pop some elixirs. And we'll eat the last buff food, at least that way we have an extra space in the inventory. Yeah, Bondament, it's definitely important to me, like, what the animations look like. Like, some races don't have good animations. Like, for instance, like, female trolls. Female trolls do not have good weapon animations. At least they don't have good two-hand weapon animations. I remember we were doing, like, a female troll enhancement shaman, and the two-handed weapon swings just were not doing anything for me. It's definitely important, like, how the animations fit, both for casting and for melee, I think. Because not all races are created equal when it comes to their animations, unfortunately. The female orc made like a really good warrior. Yeah, she did. I kind of like the night elf's like different kind of style with the one-hander, but especially with a two-handed weapon, the female orc was like really good as far as like animations go. I think for sword and board, the night elf female's doing really good. I'm loving that reverse grip, like swipe with the sword that she throws off occasionally, and the shield position is actually okay. I pretend like the male troll doesn't even exist. So yeah, I just assume that, like, I assume that everything on the male troll besides probably the bow shot animation, everything besides the bow shot animation on a male troll is probably bad. I just kind of like, I work under that assumption. I've never created, in all of Classic, for the years we've had Classic since 2019, I have not created a male troll character a single time. Not even created one I don't even think I've gone into the character creator for a male troll. At all, a single time in Classic. Think about that. What does that say? Either about me or about the race itself. Do they have a good caster animation for the trolls? Do they have like the Kamehameha animation? Is that what it is? I remember one of the races had like a Kamehameha or Kamehameha, however you want to say it. Don't correct me. One of them had that. Maybe that's the male troll. It is, yeah. Yeah, that would be cool, admittedly. Yeah, it's weird now that I think about it. Like I've never even looked at the male trolls in Classic. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Maybe a mage or a hunter. But now I'm in Alliance Andy, so it's like I don't even have to really worry about it. It might not ever come up. Unless I one day become a Horde Henry, or whatever we decided to call people who love the Horde side. It was either a Horde Hank or a Horde Henry. Male undead are the best dancers? Okay, I'll have to take your word for it. I've never seen the male undead dancing animations. Yeah, the only troll that I ever had was way back during original vanilla, and that was a male troll hunter, and that was like the first character that I seriously played, and I got him to like level 29. And so like I remember the animations being cool, and that was probably the only reason why I kept playing it. 'Cause I just hated the hunchback. I have like sympathy pains for like the hunchback of the trolls. I just wish they'd stand, especially when they arc their back. You know, they have that idle animation where they stand up and they arc their back, and I'm like, oh my god, your spine must have popped 27 times. Please see a chiropractor. Yeah, I have sympathy pains for their backs. I'll never get over how, like, you know, like the female trolls, they stand up just fine. They stand up. They're basically night elves that can't wear shoes. And then for some reason the male is all hunched over. I never understood it. Sandbox says, my wife has much better posture than me. Makes perfect sense. Fair. They're just smarter. They're smarter. They know to take care of their posture. That's fair, man. Yeah. I'll buy it. It's as plausible as anything else. They have rib issues. Just, I get it, because they couldn't have them both hunched over, because, you know, then the female troll wouldn't be attractive if she was all hunched over, would she? That's really why. It was really why, because they couldn't have them look the same and then they have the female be attractive in any way. From like an artistic standpoint, that was probably what they felt. Then they had to make up a reason. Like then they had to come up with a reason in the lore. You know, but the making them prettier came first. I guarantee it. On the Horde side, yeah, they're all hunched over. Absolutely. Yep, except for the Tauren. The Tauren aren't hunched over, but you know, they're giant minotaurs, so that's kind of its own thing. You know, that's kind of it's kind of its own problem when you're a giant minotaur. It's like, yeah, you're not hunched over, but you can't fit through doorways, so how are you looking? You wish you could hunch over, because you can't fit through doorways, my friend. The hunched horde. Joe, welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for being here. The Tauren animations are okay. I hate their running animation. Because since they're so tall, they run like you would run if you were underwater. If you go to the bottom of a pool, and then you pretend to run, that's what the Tauren look like when they run. Because they're like 10 feet tall, but they have to move at the same speed as every other race. And so what happens as a side effect is visually, your brain perceives them as moving more slowly, or just moving as if they're going through molasses. And so once I had that stuck in my head, once I like saw how slow they look, I can't get over it. Like, I literally can't play Tauren anymore because I can't get over how slow they seem to be. Even though I know they're moving at the same speed as every other race in the game. Nah, David, I've never been a PvPer. I'm probably really bad at PvP. If I PvP'd like today, after 20 years of playing the game, I would definitely get annihilated.
What can I do for you?
Every once in a while, me and my friend would do a random battleground. But yeah, I never really was able to get into PvP. The only game I really liked PvP for some reason was WildStar. For some reason in WildStar I liked PvP. And Knights of the Old Republic, SWTOR, I liked Hutball. Hutball was a lot of fun for PvP. I should turn this in so that I can't accidentally sell the livers.
What can I do?
That would be smart.
Safe travels.
Light be with you.
WildStar was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's too bad back then every MMO had to either completely beat out WoW in its very first month of release, or it was a dead game. It's too bad about that mentality. Yeah, it's too bad we weren't in a mentality where like an MMO could be decent and could get better over time, but didn't have to immediately be more popular than World of Warcraft. Because that was the metric that like MMOs were held to. Like probably prior to like Final Fantasy XIV and like Elder Scrolls Online. Like those games were able to just be their own game. They were able to develop their own fan base. They were able to have many expansions, and they were able just to exist. Whereas back in the days of SWTOR and WildStar and Warhammer Online and Aeon and all those other games, like if an MMO came out and it wasn't more popular than WoW in the first month, it was considered a dead game. And the server shut down and it went away. After years and years of work, they would just have to give up on it immediately. Couldn't support it at all. Didn't matter what the active player base was. It wasn't more popular than WoW in the first month. It was dead game. Rift was another one that had like a hugely supportive player base for a long time, but it didn't beat WoW in the first couple months, so dead game. So bad. So many MMOs that got wasted that were actually fun to play. Like, and yeah, some of them are still around. Like, yeah, you can go play SWTOR. Like, you could. It still exists. It's considered a dead game by most people. Like, yeah, WildStar was just completely murdered. Like, I don't even think you can play WildStar anymore in any way. Unless there are, like, private servers that exist, which I doubt it. Lael, hey man, it has been a long time, brother. I'm glad you're doing okay. You haven't played any games in a while. Sometimes it's good to take a break from stuff, you know? Especially if you have like real life stuff going on. Absolutely. I should probably go after the Defias before I bother with these guys. They're a little bit of a higher level. Yeah, man, we're all doing good. Everything's been good. WildStar is completely dead. Yeah, that's a shame. I had fun in WildStar. I had fun on the medic, but I had a lot of fun, not surprisingly, on the warrior. The warrior was the class that I got to endgame and I PvP'd on it. It was like the first like MMO that I was like, oh man, like this PvP is fun for some reason. It was something about like how the abilities felt when they fired off that I really enjoyed. Wishful, good evening. Thanks for being here. Like, WildStar was a game that had, like, some unique classes, but the classes felt like they had, like, a soul to them. It felt like the class fantasies were kind of cool and they made sense. Whereas, like, sometimes when I do, like, an MMO that has, like, off-the-wall classes that, like, aren't common classes, like, I don't resonate with any of the class fantasy. Like, that's what it kind of is in, like, for me, like, in Elder Scrolls and in, like, Guild Wars 2, like, I don't resonate with any of the classes. Some of them are pretty, like, standard classes, but for some reason I just don't resonate with any of them. It's really weird. Did it have an in-game cash shop? Is that one of the things people hated about it? I don't remember that. I ignore in-game cash shops. It's unfortunate when they pop up. Like, I hate, like, in ESO how, like, it pops up basically like a store page. Every time you log in, it pops up a little page where you can click and go buy currency and stuff, and, like, that kind of stuff bothers me, but at a point I kind of accept it. You know, I'm never going to click and go buy anything. But I know that some people want to, and that's fine if they want to do that. I generally prefer medieval fantasy as well. That's why, like, I was surprised with how much I liked WildStar, especially that its classes were, like, kind of off the wall classes to some regard. I still really enjoyed them. It was probably just a fluke. Well, like most nights, everything here is pretty farmed out. We'll just kind of like hang out and wait for like a respawn that we can charge. We'll hope that the respawn rate actually cranks out here. That was close. Very, very close. I enjoy competing for mobs, but I wish they would spawn them in a little bit more quickly. There's plenty of people here to tag them. Lael, that's awesome, man. Yeah, being able to hook the computer up to the TV is really awesome. Yeah, we had a setup like that for a while going on. And like me and my kid played the Spyro collection. Like technically on my PC, but connected to the TV. And that was really cool. I always thinking about like getting like a KVM switch and like wiring my PC up to my TV for situations like that. I just haven't done it yet. Like where my office is like pretty much directly beneath my living room. So like I probably already have a way to like get the cables up there. It's something I think about on and off. And now we have an Xbox Series X though, so now I get to do a lot of gaming on that from the couch if I want to like turn on some games from the couch. I still think it would be cool to be able to have my computer wired up there. That way I can like, I want to be able to like sit and like do my professions and work on professions like by sitting on my couch and not have to be like down in my office working on professions. Joe, have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Robert, let me take a look. You know, I don't know if I can do that on this character. What am I on this character? Am I like an officer or something? Let's see what I can do. Where are you at? Sheridan. Let's see if I can do anything. Yeah, I can't do anything on this character because I myself am only, what am I? I am only a veteran. I'm only a veteran on this character. If it's still not, I'll check it when I log off. When I can check it when I go to log off. I'll jump on my guildmaster. If it's still not promoted by then, I'll get you. But yeah, I don't have the power right now, which is funny. Oh, somebody got you. Someone got you. People have so many ults that I don't know who people's ults are anymore. Are they doing a new Super Mario RPG? That's cool. I remember playing like the Paper Mario RPG back on like the Game Boy, like NDS. Way back in the, it might not have been the NDS, it might have been like the Game Boy SP, like way back in the day, and that was really fun. Mantar, there's actually a WildStar emulator that's being worked on. That's really cool. I wonder if people are looking at some of those older games and they're thinking, hey, like, these games were actually pretty good. Maybe people want to play them. This person, like, yeah, just stay there and let me fight the mob. I'll get it. If you stood still for a second, I'd get him off you. My only problem with Switch games is like some Switch games are really good, but it's so hard for me to play games in 30 FPS. It's so hard, depending on the type of game especially. Like, obviously like some types of games in 30 FPS, like if it's like a Mario game or something, then like it doesn't really matter. But if it's really anything like 3D, I can't play games in 30 FPS. Nintendo really has to make sure that like whatever their next system is, it has to be able to run games in at least 1080 60. Like if it can't run something in 1080p 60, they should just stop making consoles. Because like nobody wants their eyes to bleed, nobody wants a headache. Kids shouldn't have to play Pokemon in 30 FPS. Like they gotta stop. Amy, you're at the vet right now? Yeah. It's an interesting veterinary office. I had okay experiences there, but The funnest thing about the vet office, and maybe you won't get to experience it, is that like if it's raining or it's windy, their power flickers in and out. That was one of the funnest things I found about our vet's office. They had substandard power to meet their needs, kind of like the Ghostbusters headquarters when they first moved in. Like it wasn't adequate power for their needs. That's what it reminds me of. I don't have Blessing of Freedom. I can't get out of the net. We had to get our small dog neutered, fixed. We had to get him fixed. He wasn't broken, but that's what they call it anyway, when they remove vital parts of the anatomy. So he's at the vet. He's been fixed today. He's gonna have a fun time when he gets home. He's gonna have a big old cone on his little head. Oh no, Lael. The new Switch is coming in 2024, and it's said to have the power of a PS4 Pro. I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, that does get them to what I just said, right? That does get them to, that gets them to 1080 60, right? Like the PS4 Pro could do, like the Xbox One could do 1080 60. But why are they doing this? Why does Nintendo do this, do you think? Does anybody know why Nintendo does this? Why Nintendo habitually creates and runs for years and years and years on really, really bad hardware? Why do they do that to their game devs? Nintendo owns so many intellectual properties that are amazing that nobody else can make games for. Like, think of all the Zeldas nobody gets to play in 60 FPS. Think of all the Marios and Pokemons nobody gets to play in 60 FPS. Think of the Fire Emblems that you get to play in 15 FPS while you're walking around the academy. Like, why does Nintendo... It's like they're holding their games hostage on shitty hardware, and they've been doing it for a decade. They've been doing it since the GameCube accidentally came out between generations, and for some reason was really powerful. It's so bad. I hate it so much. It does feel like they just fucking do it on purpose. Why would they release a new console in 2024 and tout that it has the graphical power of the PS4 Pro? It's like they know they've got people at this point. They're like, people know it's gonna suck. People know it's not gonna be top notch. Let's just buy old ass equipment, like old chips, like in storage somewhere that are ancient chips, and we'll get them super cheap, and then we'll still charge $500 for the system, and just we'll make oodles of money. It's gotta be what it is, you know. They've got people numb. They've got people numb to the fact that the hardware is gonna suck. And so now they can have the hardware suck. And so now they can use like 12-year-old chips that are just sitting in a warehouse somewhere, or that are really, really easy and cheap to make. And then they're gonna sell you the system for like a full price system anyway. And they're just gonna bank all that money while holding all of their games hostage on like archaic hardware. And then you get fiascos like the Mortal Kombat 1 port for the Switch. $79 game. Looks like a Nintendo 64 game on the Switch. But they sold it for $79 USD. You get stuff like that happens. Same as the yeah, exactly, On Demand. Yeah, people keep buying it. People keep because they've made people numb. Since the Wii and then the Wii U, they just have taught us that the hardware is gonna suck, and that we're just gonna have to deal with it. It's why I don't play Nintendo games anymore. Like, we have a Switch, my kid plays Pokemon, and like he plays it on the handheld, so like it looks better, like at least on the handheld, in 720/30 than it does in 1080/30 on the TV. But even he knows it looks like garbage. And I think about like how amazing the games could look, because the art is beautiful. If the game just ran at 60 FPS, it'd be amazing. I don't know. So yeah, okay. So the new Switch will have the power of a PS4 Pro. Okay, fair. They're getting it to 1080 60. If it's that's all I guess I need. I'll play a Zelda game again when I can play it in 1080 60. I'll enjoy a Pokemon run for myself when I can do it in 1080 60. I'll put 100 hours into Fire Emblem when I can do it in 1080 60. And I guess that's my they know they're finally gonna get there, and then they're gonna stay there forever. They're probably never gonna do anything more powerful than that. Yeah, exactly. Like, the art for all of their games, for all of their first-party games, the art is effing amazing. Some of the best art in video games. That's like pure art. And it's such a shame to have to look at it in 1080-30 or 720-30. It's such a shame. Like, and people know they create emulators, you know, and then the emulators get shut down and people get sued because people just want to play the amazing games, but they want to play them in 60 FPS. So yeah, I guess if the new Switch is going to be that, then, you know, I could play some Nintendo games then. I still don't like it. I still think it's kind of like a bad business practice to purposely put out a piece of hardware that's like that's a decade behind like where the technology's actually at. I still think that's bogus. But I'll probably play Zelda anyway. Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to get things in 1080-60. It's just that the problem is the Switch itself. The Switch uses a chip that's like 15 years old. So like the Switch can't 1080-60. It can't. Because that little hardware is so ancient. And now they're going to do the same thing. But now even the ancient 10-year-old hardware is equivalent to like the PS4 Pro. Now even the decade-old hardware that Nintendo's going to use and put in all their systems, now that just does 1080-60 because that's how old things are. You know. Bug, good evening, man. Thanks for being here. Justin, thanks for stopping by. Sorry, I've been doing the Nintendo rant for a minute. Ooh, Castlevania on PS5 and the Xbox. That sounds really cool. I need to look into that. I'd love to get into a Castlevania game. Yeah, I was just going on a Nintendo rant about how they habitually create like crappy hardware that's decades old when it releases. How they hold intellectual property hostage on their platform and make all their game developers suffer. Yeah. The 5-minute rant? 5-minute rant. We gotta start timing them. I like to rant about something to the point where someone in chat will literally ask me to change the topic of my own stream. That's when I know I've achieved. When someone in chat literally goes, "Next topic, please." As if I work for them. Can we get the next topic now? It's not a political debate. It's just my stream. This guy netted us, took 5 steps away, and then ran back into my sword. Like, why would he do that? You had a small chance to get away. Yeah, I will play the next Zelda game when it's in 1080-60. I would love to play a Zelda game. You know, the last one I played was Wind Waker. Wind Waker on the GameCube was amazing. Why was it amazing? Because somehow Nintendo messed up, and they made a piece of hardware so late in that console generation that it just ended up being better than the PS2 and the Xbox. Like, we got to have Metroid Prime. We got to have Resident Evil 4. We got to have Wind Waker on a system that was, for some reason, it was a fluke, but the system was amazing. And that was the only time in Nintendo's history when they just happened to end up with a powerful piece of hardware was the GameCube. Yeah, I played Wind Waker. I beat so many games on the GameCube because it was such an amazing system and the games looked so good. And they ran so good for the time. Metroid Prime was an amazing game. Here's the thing. They did the re-release, or was it a remake or a re-release for the Switch? I didn't touch it. It was one of the funnest games I ever played when I played it back on the GameCube. But when they ported it or brought it over to the Switch, I purposely did not even look at it. Because I knew that it was going to run in 30 frames a second, and it was going to look like garbage, and it was gonna ruin all the great memories I had of playing the game on the GameCube back in the day. Probably at a lower resolution, but you know, your memory, it doesn't account for that. In my memory, the game looked and ran amazing, because it did for the time. If I played it on the Switch, it would look and feel like garbage, because it would look and be garbage for the time, you know, for today. The GameCube had a handle on it? I don't remember that. I don't think I ever took my GameCube anywhere. That's funny. Who tagged this guy? Oh, it must have been the druid with Moonfire. Yeah, Moonfire equals greater than Rend, I guess. There we go, we got that one. Steven, you just waved at me? You're nearby? I just totally missed you. You know how I am. Sometimes I play the game without even looking at the game. On the SNES, I mostly played RPGs. I played a bunch of Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy VI. And besides stuff like Donkey Kong Country, besides Donkey Kong Country, which I played the crap out of, I mostly played Final Fantasy games. There were some other RPGs as well that I can't quite remember. Secret of Mana, I think Secret of Mana. How am I liking my Night Elf Warrior? I'm liking her a lot. Yeah. We're doing well. She's got really cool like swing animations for the one-handed sword. I am digging it. Chrono Trigger? Yeah, absolutely. I didn't get super hooked on Metroid until the Game Boy SP games. Like between Metroid Prime for the GameCube and then the Game Boy, when the Game Boy SP was out, that was the small Game Boy that like folded completely into a little square. They released 2 Metroid games. One was Metroid Fusion, and I can't remember the name of the other one. It might have just been Metroid. And I got hooked on Metroid really hard on my Game Boy Advance SP. I tried to play the Metroid game on the Switch, you know, thinking like, okay, the 30 frames a second might look okay on a side-scroller. And they ruined the game by putting like a chase mechanic in it. You know, like when the Butcher chases you in Diablo, or like the Thing chases you in Resident Evil Veronica. Like, I hate chase mechanics. I hate when I'm like, I have to go through an area, or like I'm doing a thing, and then suddenly I have this invincible enemy that will kill me in one hit that chases me down. And my only option is to get like really nervous and run from it as fast as I can while my hands are shaking. I hate that kind of gameplay. And to me, that was like the antithesis of like what Metroid gameplay was supposed to be, which was like there was combat and there were bosses, but so much of it was like exploration, like slow exploration and figuring out like what you needed to unlock what way to go. And then they added like a death chase mechanic to the game, and I'm like, nah, I hate it. I know it's called Metroid Dread. I dread playing it because I don't like chase mechanics. And then suddenly there were no players. Am I just in like a weird spot? No, there's just nobody here. Alright then. What am I in combat with? Oh, there you are, Steven. No wonder I couldn't see you. It's because you were so short. I must have looked right over your head. Don't mind if I steal all of these mobs from you. I will snipe them. You know I will. I love the goggles. I think at this point we're grinding for the bandanas. After that, we'll turn this stuff in and we'll think about going after the gnolls. Oh, I do have throwing weapons. I need to remember I do have throwing weapons. I could throw a knife in their back. Wishful, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. There's an add-on, Leo. I'm pretty sure that there's an add-on that tells you what layer you're on. There's nothing in default that tells you. Pretty sure you have to rock an add-on. Yeah, is that the add-on, Robert? Nova World Buffs? To track them? It's Nova World Buffs, yep. Yep, I don't have it. Like I kind of think like, what good can it do me? I just take it passively. Like when I'm on a layer that doesn't have a lot of people, I'm just like, okay. The only thing I want to start doing is like whenever it's rainy or foggy and the weather sucks, I want to get invited to groups until I get out of that layer, because I didn't realize that the weather is different per layer. There have been many days when I've signed into the game ready for like sunshine and happiness, and I've gotten to the zone we're questing in and it's raining and it's cloudy and it looks just like it looks outside. And I didn't realize that switching layers can actually change the weather. Like you'll get into a layer where it's not raining or not foggy. So I'm gonna start using layer jumping for that. Like not so much for like players or mobs, but mainly for weather. Because yeah, I hate when I get somewhere to start my day and it turns out that it's raining there. When it's like not the aesthetic I was going for. I told you I was gonna snipe these guys, Steven. I told you. It's happening. Did I get leggards for this warrior? I don't have leggards for this warrior, but we could probably get some. I have guard leggings, not to be confused with leggards, which are not the same thing, as we found out. We need to get her some leggards. See how she rocks them. Exactly. Society, it's going well. Thanks for being here. I missed a bunch of loot. Yep. We probably could stand to go to the auction house at some point and do a little bit of like an armor refresh. Could do an armor refresh. We could probably... Wow, the weapon's actually pretty good. Weapon is good. We have a shield waiting for us for level 16, so weapon and shield are good. But we could use a bit of a like an armor refresh. Maybe we will hit up the auction house at some point. Society, you died at level 8. It's embarrassing. It's good to die at level 8 though and get it over with. I got a warlock killed at level 7. I feel like I had another... I got a paladin killed once on Bloodsail Buccaneers at level 9. Because I thought I could fight Princess at level 9. I've done some pretty stupid stuff as well. Did I end up trying out the New World expansion? I didn't, no. Mainly because I would have to level up a character from level 1. Like, I don't have a max level character ready to do the new content. And what I realized was while I was interested in it, while it does interest me, like I'm interested to see how it does, I didn't have any excitement to log in and play the game again. It kind of dawned on me the day the game came out. I thought, like, I'm interested in New World, I'm interested in if it could become a game that people like. But I did not actually have any excitement to log in and push the buttons. And I felt like it would be disingenuous for me to like start up a series on it that I'm probably not going to finish because like I'm not excited to play it. Now if it turns out the game is really good and it does really well and people are playing it, you know, then I could maybe muster up some excitement for it. But after my 2 initial experiences with it, like I played it at launch, and I played it during, they did a fresh start server or something, they did a fresh start server. And by then they had revamped the intro experience a little bit, so I tried it then as well, and I kind of just was bored with it the same way. So yeah, I didn't end up checking out the expansion at all. I'm gonna wait and listen to it. I'm gonna wait and see. See, I don't care about the end game though. So if it's just that the end game isn't good, that doesn't bother me. If the journey is good and the lore is decent and the story is okay and the game is like fun to press the buttons, then I would play it. Cause yeah, I like the look of it. I thought they went for like a kind of realism, but it still had a bit of an art style to it. It wasn't like super realism. But yeah, like I don't know. I guess it probably is just going to be another MMO that focuses on endgame. So like what should I guess in that case it's probably not for me. It's probably not for me because if it's just a rush to get to endgame and it's a rush to like level up your gear and get the better gear, then take that gear and get better gear, and then take that gear and get better gear, and then a new patch comes out and then you get better gear, like I have no interest in that. I have no interest in that. If the journey was fun and the leveling was fun and the gameplay was fun, that's something different. But if the game is just going to be one of those games that focuses on like what you do at endgame, I don't need that. I'm waiting for retail WoW to get over that mentality, so I'm not really ready to jump into another game that's co-opting that mentality of like the game doesn't start till endgame, blah 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 blah. If the game doesn't start till endgame, I don't want to fucking play it. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel. There's my F-bomb for the evening. If the game doesn't start till endgame, I don't want to play it. I have zero interest in it. I'd rather hear leveling up is really fun and it's a fun game to play and the world is really interesting. There's not a lot to do at endgame. I'd rather hear that. That would be exciting. If it was just like there's a lot of cool stuff in the leveling journey. It's a fun story and the world is really unique and the locations are spectacular and the enemies are fun to encounter. But there's not a lot at endgame. I'd love to hear that instead. If I heard that instead, like that everything about the leveling was really fun and amazing and enjoyable, but that there was not a lot to do at endgame at all, I'd be more excited. I get less excited when it's like, you know, they're trying to up their content cadence to release more endgame content. Like, that doesn't excite me at all. You know, if I want to get on a loot treadmill, I'll go play retail. They're already doing the loot treadmill, you know? I don't need 2 different treadmills. I don't really need 1 treadmill. I'd rather just walk outside. We'll see. I'll keep my ears open about the game, and maybe I would go back and check it out if it turns out it became a quality game while I was away. But yeah, when I realized I wasn't excited for it, I decided not to start up a playthrough. She'll come back. They always come back. Maybe she'll bring friends. Best case scenario, friends. Nope, no friends. Oh, she's throwing. How smart. Maybe she had family and kids to feed. I'm assuming that most of the NPCs do. And that's what makes us monsters. Yeah, like they all have family, you know, everybody's got family. Even a Defias smuggler's got family somewhere. You know? That's what makes us monsters. The family is hidden on some layer. Yes, Bug. Yes, you're absolutely right, man. She has friends and family and kids. They're just they woke up one day and they were on a different layer. And they couldn't figure out how to group back up to get on the same layer. We have a full inventory. We are gonna have to head back to town. I would have liked to have finished up the band. Maybe she'll drop the last bandana we need. Negative. We still have one inventory spot open though. We'll stay out here until we're just completely full. Maybe we'll get lucky. What did we get? Hunting gloves. That's some nice leather. Yeah. Rusty, I'm looking spectacular today. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, I have an idea. I'm sorry. I look the same every day. Yeah, we're good now. 15 out of 15. We are done now. And we still have one spot left in our inventory, so hey. We did it. This guy, we can throw knives at his back. Okay, let's try again. There we go, he's down. If we hit 16, we'll go back to Stormwind and we will train, and we will hit up the auction house. And we'll think about refreshing some of our gear. Okay, here's a boot upgrade.
Be careful.
That's good. I'm just not sure if we're actually going to hit level 16. It's going to be close. I don't know if we're going to get 2 bubbles from one quest.
King's honor, friend, or the Alliance.
Yeah, we didn't quite get. Let's go fight some stuff outside of town for a minute. And we'll get the level, and then we'll go to Stormwind. Of course, all the mobs I thought I would fight are being farmed out. Obviously, why we all need our own lair. What talents are we going for? For talents, we're going straight down the Fury tree. Yeah, I'm trying to do a build that I've never done before. And I always go arms. So this time we're just going to go full Fury. And we're going to keep a shield and a one-hander until at least level 30 though. Once we're level 30, then I'll entertain the idea of having a big two-hander, but oh, I didn't sell either. Big fail. Alright, let's get the level so we can go back. Once we hit level 30, I'll consider a two-hander, but until then, at least, we're sticking to a one-hander and a shield. That was a good time to level. Now let's kill this guy. Bondament, have a good night. I appreciate you being here and hanging out. Alright, now we're gonna sell. And then we'll go to Stormwind. Yeah, we're actually gonna sell this time.
Step on up.
Oh god, I need to work on first aid. Oh, we can use this now. Okay, there we go. Perfect.
Safe travels.
Need something? Safe travel.
Camping King, good evening. Thanks for being here. Welcome back. Alright, we'll go train first, that way we know how much gold we have to spend on the auction house. Kantaris, do I get tired of the music in a loop? No, I don't, actually. I like the music to be continuous. Yeah, I find most of the soundtracks in Classic really relaxing and cathartic and just like super immersive. And so I always make sure to set my music to loop. It's just kind of like, it's ambience in the background of my brain. And to me, it's just really soothing. With the exception of like the Stormwind music popping off sometimes. Sometimes the Stormwind music gets out of control. But the rest of it's all really relaxing. Like having this kind of music on loop is not the same as having like a song with lyrics or something like that on loop. It's like, it's more like, it's ambient chill music, so like...
Can I help you?
Looping it for me definitely works.
Farewell.
Well, that's the wrong way. Miguel, we're going down the Fury tree for this one. We're gonna be using a sword and board till like level 30 at least, but we're going down the Fury tree. Like, almost exclusively.
Greetings.
Right, Heroic Strike rank 3, so more damage on Heroic Strike. Mocking blow. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Light bless you.
Sorry guys, my little dog just got back from the vet after being fixed today, and apparently like some issues with the vet. Probably won't be returning to that vet. Lisa, good evening. Thanks for being here. Alright, let's see. What can we get? We're looking for male. We're looking for, let's go like level 14 to 16. See if we can just find some decent stuff. Attack power. Of the bear. Ooh, some of this stuff is pricey, isn't it? Let's look for cheaper stuff. Like of the bear with for 30 seemed good. Where did that go? Here we go. Of the bear for 30. Let's do that one. Goblin leggings. Okay, what's a goblin's leggings like? Okay, okay. That's legitimate. Raider's leggings of the boar. Leg guards of the bear. Okay. What else? War paint leggards. Okay, okay, 14 silver. Strength, agility, and stamina. We gotta do it. We have to honor the dwarf. So we're doing it. Let's check out waste. All these are pretty expensive. I don't like that. 1 gold for a level 14 belt. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Not a lot going on with that. This is okay. 30 silver is okay. Let's do that. I see that prices are like steadily creeping up. Yeah, like prices are going up over time. I don't know. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab them. And I think we'll keep the hands that we have. And there we go, there's the new look. That's us. Rocks, this server is Defias Pillager. It's a US East server.
Well met.
Rocks, this is classic era. Yeah, this isn't Wrath. I don't play Wrath at all right now. The bikini bottom looks very safe. Yeah, it's war paint leggards. Yeah, it's the best protection that a warrior could ask for, actually. The morning stream tomorrow is gonna get thirsty. They may. It might have just been a dwarf thing, you know. I don't know if the Night Elf pulls it off as well as the Dwarf does. I think it might have looked better on the Dwarf. As a matter of fact, it did. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, like, I don't know if it works as well on a Night Elf. It's supposed to. It should, because they're supposed to be like Amazonian warriors. But the Night Elf model that we have in the game is not that. It's not the Night Elf model promised by like the opening cinematic of vanilla. It's something much softer, and so she should look better in it. But I don't know. I think the dwarf wins for this one. We'll see. Alright, let's go to the north, I think. I want to do the Knoll Paws, and I feel like up here might be our best bet. We could also fight some of the Harvest Watchers. Boop. I don't know what that was, but I don't care to find out. I just don't care to find out. I don't have as many moderators on during the evening stream, so it happened slowly. Yeah. The answer, yes. I am. Yeah, three things will get you banned. If it's heinous, if it's just really stupid, or if I read it and I just don't understand what the fuck you're trying to get at. Like, those three things will get you banned. Like, if it's heinous, which means like racism, sexism, etc. If it's really stupid, just really, really dumb, or I read it and I'm like, I don't even know where the F you're coming from with it. I don't even know what the F you're saying. I can't decipher your language at all. I can't even decipher the point of your sentence. Like, those three things will get me to swing the ban hammer. And that fell under the third thing. I'm just like, I don't even know why the F you're talking. I don't even know what you're talking about. Please go away. Yeah. It was the third category for that one. So I thought about it for a little bit. I'm like, what does this even mean? What does this even mean in the context of anything? I don't even know who you are. So in that way, it also falls into the first category, or the second category of just really stupid. I guess it hit 2 categories. Nothing, Andy. Somebody just said something dumb. So I banned them. Because that's what I do. Somebody said something that I couldn't make any sense out of. So I was like, blip. I did my thing. You are a paladin, so you are fine. I was kind of hoping that would pull this camp so I could pick him up. Not Nate, I appreciate that. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you checking out the stream. I don't know if I want to go in on this. Where are my other peeps? Where are you? You're the druid. We've seen you around. Maybe they want to go in on this group with us. Let's see. No, they're not looking at this group at all. They're sitting back there and they're eating. How much rested XP do I usually let my pally get? I have not succeeded in letting them get much at all. I didn't play the pally Saturday or Sunday, so they got a little bit of rested XP. And recently I've been playing the paladin and the warrior, so neither of them are really getting rested XP. I do need to start letting the paladin get more rested XP. But also, I don't want to stop playing the paladin. So like, they need rested XP, but I don't want to stop playing them. So I'm kind of in a conundrum. I don't really know. Maybe I can grab this one. I'll just take all of them. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Society, no, what I mean by really dumb is like I read the sentence or statement and I just don't even understand what the point of it is from like any point of view at all. Yeah, I don't mean just like saying dumb stuff. Saying dumb stuff is fine. People should say dumb stuff. It's fun. But by really dumb, I just mean like, I just think like, what, why? Huh? If I think what, why, huh? That's too much like for my brain. What, why, huh? Is too much stress, so then I ban. If I can't answer what, why, or huh, I have to ban. That's what I mean. If someone says something silly and I can answer what, why, or huh, then it's fine. But if I can't answer any of those things about it, then I have to ban. Like, that's like, I guess that's the only way I can like really explain it to myself, is like, those are the criteria. Can I answer what, why, or huh? That time I couldn't do it. Yeah, couldn't do it that time. I tried for a second. Steven, do I want to group up? To kill these guys? To fight the gnolls? Yeah, if we want, we could go kill them somewhere like where they're more dense. Like if we wanted to work our way down this way. That would be fine. Now, keep in mind, like, I grouped with Johnny in the evening the other day, and I almost got him killed. So, like, grouping with me in the evening time is kind of like, it's a chance that you take. Because my brain is not really working that well at this point in the day. And I'm a mediocre player on my best days. So, you know, I'll try not to do anything that gets you killed. But I can't make any promises. Yeah, the dumb, okay, retail is better than classic, I'll allow it, right? Because I get it. I understand the huh, like, I get it, I can answer huh. Yes, but, like, no. No, that won't get you a ban. No, yeah, that would be fine. That's an example of, like, okay dumb stuff. Like, yeah, it's dumb, yeah, it's wrong, yeah, it's categorically incorrect. But fine, as long as you're not too insistent about it. As long as you're not too insistent about it. Like, really dumb would be like, classic is so stupid, it makes me not want to wipe my butt. That would get you a ban. that would get you, see, something like that would get you banned. I think I have to ban myself now, hold on. Iced coffee is awesome. Bannable on some days. If you insist that it's better than hot coffee, maybe. If you just say that you enjoy it more, then that's fine. It's all about phrasing. Here you go. Have I thought about leveling a Horde character in hardcore? I have. I got 2 Orc Warriors killed, one at 18, one at 27. I have a Forsaken Mage that I sometimes play in a recorded series that I do. So I have. And on Bloodset Buccaneers we did plenty of Horde characters. I've kind of become a Alliance Andy though. Do we want to head like... Yeah, we might want to head this way. We might want to head down the western coast. And kind of scope that out. We could try to take this camp. How many are there? 5? 6? 1, 2, 3. I can't count. It looks like a lot. How can we do this in a way that doesn't necessarily pull everything? Okay. Who's got to go first? The shaman has to go first. Okay. We're gonna be fine. I have 1 big potion that I'd rather save. Okay, we're not saving. Let's focus fire. If we do this big, we gotta focus fire. Okay. We're fine. Okay. It's gonna be close, but we're fine. Alright, we did it. Now, I don't know if we do that again, though. we did it, we didn't die, it was close. That was a tough one. The whole camp will reset immediately. Yeah, probably. We probably won't even get to loot. Can I get in here and loot? Yes, barely. I got 1 item. 2 items. Okay, we're doing good. If we can get them while they spawn in, maybe they'll spend a couple seconds like really confused while we kill a couple of them off. If we were to catch them like right away. Let's check where else. We can go this way a little bit. We could just camp that group. Oh god, I've made a terrible mistake. Can we kill this thing? Maybe not. We'll see. This is the boss fight right here. Oh god, we've been CC'd. Oh no. 4 seconds till we can potion. I'm gonna pop the potion. Okay. That's enough excitement for now. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, we won't do that anymore. Let's just go after normal size camps. He was red for... Oh man. Yeah, when I looked at your level, I kind of assumed like maybe it was a bad idea. That's enough excitement for now. Okay, fair. Let's just work on the gnolls and we'll get that done. We might even be able to do Harvest Watchers. Yeah, maybe we'll do this one and we'll do Harvest Watchers. And then that should be relatively like risk-free. I know it's anti. It says chill playthrough. Yeah, what I mean, like I was chill about it. I wasn't screaming about it. I wasn't like hyper worked up. That's kind of what I mean. Like, yeah, stuff's gonna happen in hardcore, and it's gonna get messy. But like typically, like I don't get too worked up. I try to be chill about it, even as we're getting killed. I guess that's where the chill part comes in. I got a little excited when I almost got Johnny killed. That's true. But for the most part, I was chill. Jason, have a good rest of your night, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, we could circle back. Yeah, we should circle back. Either that or we gotta head much further down to the south. Oh, here we go. This is good. Mr. Baruzzi, new run? This character's level 16. They've been around for a hot minute. Yeah. They've been around for a hot minute. Just something to do when I don't want to play the Paladin. It was supposed to be to let the Paladin get rested XP, but I've been playing both of them because I'm enjoying both. Yeah. KOE, I had an escort through the wetlands. Yeah, I had some help getting through the wetlands at level 9. Murder camp's not up. Let's go check some of the other areas. Let's come up here a bit to the north. He summoned a Pac-Man. Killer Bear, thanks for being here. I appreciate you hanging out with stream. I have more time on my hands than most people. That's why I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I can be so consistent with it. looks like we're headed back the other way. Why am I not using battle shot? I'm just not pressing the button. We're just killing things super fast and I'm not thinking about it too much. That's the real answer. Hey, I think we should go back this way. To be fair, I was being more consistent when we weren't grouped up. And now that we're grouped up, we're just killing stuff. Pants that cover us up? No, thank you. The leggings are awesome, and they're not leggings, they're legards. Legards. Not to be confused with leggings, which might actually cover our legs. Lael, my crap take about insurance of any kind is that insurance is basically a scam. That's my shit take on insurance. Is that basically, no matter what kind of insurance it is, it's a scam. Rusty says, as someone who has worked for insurance companies for the last 20 years, I confirm. There you go. I would say it feels good to be right, but in this case it just still feels bad that it's true, but it is true. Nice dynamite throw. Awesome. Oh, look at that. All right, let's do like a kill order here. If we're, well, we're going in. Who needs a kill order? Steven. I'm not gonna let you get killed, but I have to hit these guys for that to happen. Alright, I should have aggro on some of them now. Should have aggro on some. Does anybody have aggro on you still? Chat said we weren't allowed to do this anymore. All of that and not like one item? Really? Really? Maybe when I come up I'd like some apple pie. Perhaps. I'm in a really dangerous area though, so you should make your stay short and sweet. His name is Stitches. That's funny. Alright, I'm kicking you out now. Say bye. Can't take over my stream. See ya. Yeah, the stuffy's name is Stitches. It's an Animal Crossing character. It kills you with its cuteness or something. A Stitches plushie. I should get him a different Stitches plushie. I wonder if there's an actual, like, Warcraft Stitches plushie. I should get him that and I should swap them out. I'd be like, look what happens when you let your stuffies sit too long in the sun. That's a camp hyperspawn. You guys saw that, right? That's a hyperspawn camp. Yeah. That's what it looks like. Now we've seen it for real. We did not pull that on purpose, we just got that dropped on us. This is a fun area tonight. Not the time to have distractions in your office, for sure. I am done. Steven, looks like you need one more. Maybe you'll get it from one of these guys? No, apparently you will not. There we go. Do you want to go work on the killing fields? I'd be down to work on the killing fields if you want. Yeah, let's head over to Saldane's farm.
Greetings. Light bless you.
We could try to fight them here, but this place is usually pretty farmed out. We'll see. We might just want to go to one of the other fields. Wolverine Maniac says, wow, it's Robert. Here I am, streaming on my channel. It's strange, but I am here most days. Welcome to the stream. Shifts the hammer. Super strange. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I had a friend who was a Wolverine maniac back in the day. He named his kid Logan. Yeah. Which is a cool name. It says something about me that I think first of the superhero, and I didn't. I watch NFL, but I'm not really. I've never been a college football guy. It does say something about me that my first thought was like Wolverine from the X-Men. Most people do think of the superhero. Yeah, but I live in Michigan though. So like you'd think maybe I'd have a thought for the Michigan Wolverines, but yeah. I didn't. Yeah, I'm actually a Michigan native. So you'd think that would be like in my head somewhere, but it just wasn't. Yeah, we lived in Missouri for 6 years. I was born here, and we lived here, and then we moved to Missouri for, well, it was longer than 6 years. And then we moved back in 2020. And yeah, I kind of miss Missouri. People in other states are nicer than people in Michigan. And I feel like I hear like New Yorkers are really bad to each other, and I feel like people get meaner the farther east and the farther north you get. Like, the farther east and the farther north you get, the meaner people get. The good thing about Michigan is, like, the autumns and the cool temperatures. The bad thing is, like, people are not really, like, polite. People are not polite. And I got trained into politeness by spending so much time in Missouri. So, like, I go for neighborhood walks, and I greet the people that I pass. I like, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Like, I greet them based on the time of day. And, like, only 1 out of 5 times does anybody ever say anything back to me. Most people just ignore me completely. They don't say anything. In Missouri, everybody greeted you. You know, you just said hello. They said hello. Good evening to you. Have a good rest of your day. We did the whole thing in Missouri. Here, like, no one responds to you. And I'm like, yeah, for that reason, I miss Missouri. And I'm not like a social person, but I did get used to that kind of like just like normal societal politeness. You pass somebody walking and like you greet them and exchange a couple words really quick as you walk past. Not in Michigan. I think people think I'm weird when I do it. You know, they're like, what the hell's wrong with that guy? Why is he talking to me? Yeah, holding the door for people, another thing. Like, if I'm at the shop and I hold the door for some people, like, I think people think it's weird. Like, I just got used to these things living in Missouri, and I kind of like them, so I haven't let go of them yet, because I'm not really polite to begin with, so like the practiced politeness really helps me. Because I'm not, since I'm a Michigander by nature, like I'm not inherently a nice person. So like the practice politeness like was good for me. But yeah, I think people think that I'm weird. Are there parts of the world where holding the door open for someone is not a normal thing to do? In Michigan, it's really not, especially if you live in southeastern Michigan. And people in New York, I hear, are awful to each other, so probably in like New York, the normal thing is to slam the door on someone's face as you walk out. I don't know if that's true, but... Steven, we've been killing these things for a minute. I realize that we're done with the quest. I have just been kind of mindlessly killing while I've been chatting. I appreciate the help with these. Yeah, practice politeness is not a thing in every part of the country. It really isn't, and it does seem like in some parts, like the farther north or east you go, like, the less polite people get. Tesla, thanks for being here and hanging out. Is there anything else we can do? Not really. I'm not ready to do the pillagers and looters yet, you know? I'm just not ready. I think that's probably gonna have to wait until after we do some stuff in Loch Modan. We're gonna have to get ourselves to Loch Modan at some point on this character, and we'll have to at least do the level 11 and 12 quest there. Yeah, it would be time for Loch Modan. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go turn this one in. I think I am gonna travel over to Loch Modan. You know, I don't have the flight point, do I? No, I wouldn't have the flight point yet. I don't think I've been to Karnos at all on this character. Or to Thelsamar, rather. Have we been to Thelsamar on this character? I don't think so.
What can I do for
You'd think I'd remember these
Go
things,
with
but after
one
putting
friend.
so many characters through, like, the same, like, leveling areas, like, I kind of forget who's been where. Harvester's robe, Harvester's pants.
Be careful.
Killer Bear, it's usually weird in Texas not to be polite, but in Dallas it's different. Is Dallas kind of like a rough city? Because yeah, Detroit's kind of like a rough city. It's like you're not polite. Then if you're in Detroit, you're just trying not to look at people in the eye. Tesla, living in Canada, if you don't hold the door for someone within 200 feet, you're rude. Yeah, I kind of feel that way. Like I see someone coming, like if they just pulled up and they're getting out of their car, and I'm like opening the door to the shop. Like, I'll stand there and hold it while they, like, close their car door and they walk up. And I think that's, like, too much time. I think that, like, people think that's a little bit weird. And, like, to me, it makes perfect sense. Because I just kind of got used to it. Like, I see somebody coming towards the door, and I hold the door open. You know, they don't have to be right at the door. They do not follow me out. I see someone coming in, I'm going out. I will go out, and I will hold the door for the person coming in. Because to me, that's just general politeness. You know, it's like an automatic reflex to me. Wolverine, I'm going Fury for this one. We have a sword and board on. Yeah, I'm going sword and board Fury. So we're gonna have a one-hander and a shield until like level 30. Because that's gonna help us survive. And if we get to level 30, then I'm gonna consider going two-handed Fury. Not two-handed, like one big two-hander, not dual wield. I don't really like the dual wield on my warriors.
Hey there. Have a good
Yeah, we're gonna go Fury spec. I usually do arm spec with my warriors.
See you
and I
around.
wanted to do something different. Alright, Steven, I'm going to take off, man. I'm going to head over to, I'm going to do some traveling to Loch Modan. I appreciate you hanging out and getting those quests done. I'm sorry that you almost got killed a couple of times. It wasn't quite as bad as like a scenario with Johnny where he almost definitely died, but yeah, you see what I mean about the danger of grouping with me like in the evenings.
How are you?
Is that you almost died. Neither of us have heal buttons. It makes it interesting. I do have the Thelsamar flight point. Have we done stuff in Thelsamar on this character? What? Oh, I got it when we did the wetlands run.
Have a good
I got it when we did the wetlands run. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I thought I was gonna have to go to the tram and wait for the tram and do all that stuff. I forgot that we grabbed this flight point when we did the wetlands run. We had it the whole time. I didn't even think about it. Johnny says, I'm giving up grouping with you after last time. I would too, man. Like, if I group with some guy, and that they were off watching somebody get killed by Hogger while I was fighting a pack of 4, and then when they got done watching the dude get killed by Hogger, they brought Hogger back to me, I would probably be done grouping with them. So I would completely understand. I almost like pointlessly cost you like 20 hours or 15 hours of effort just because I got distracted by some dummy who pulled Hogger all by himself. And he pulled like a bunch of stuff around Hogger. Like, it wasn't just that he pulled Hogger, it's that he pulled Hogger and other things. And I got transfixed. It was like watching a train wreck. I didn't want to be doing it, but I got transfixed. Yeah. It's fun to have like close calls sometimes. But not close calls that get one of you down to 4 HP. Like 4 HP is a little bit too close of a call, you know? Yeah, the Stormwind music. You'd think after 20 years they would just go into the game, whatever magic they have to do, and they could just pull the Stormwind music down just a little bit, just kind of reduce the output of it just a little bit. Are you not entertained? I like it. Is that Gladiator? Is that a Gladiator reference? Is it only in the entrance? I think it like just kind of loops to that point of like loud music. It has like a subtle part, and then eventually you get to the crescendo. I think it always crescendos at some point, no matter what part of the city that you're in. When I flew through here earlier on, I don't know if it was this character or the Paladin, I flew through here, and I saw a bunch of NPCs fighting a dragon. It was a bunch of NPCs kind of like near the border, and they were fighting what looked to be like a red dragon. It was kind of intimidating. Who would have thought that the sunset skybox in the Searing Gorge is actually pretty? That's interesting. It's like one of the ugliest zones, but it has a very pretty skybox at this time of day. And do you think it was supposed to blow your eardrums out back in 2004? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it was just meant to get really loud and just kind of give you that like, oh, yeah, I could see that. Intentionally blowing out your eardrums. Nah, now it just annoys everybody. They gotta turn their volume down every time they're in the city. I think a lot of people play with their music off anyway. Back in my 20s when I was just like leveling characters, like I think I played with the music mostly off. Which is like weird to say now because now I would never turn the music off. But I remember playing with all the sounds turned off. And just like turning on some other music or something, which is it's not something I would ever do now. And I wouldn't enjoy it now, but it's something I did back in my 20s for sure. I just turned off all the sounds. Skybeam, when am I going to do Deadmines? I don't know. Probably whenever we have that quest. Whenever we have the end quest for Defias, for the Defias Pillager quest line. So probably like 19 or 20. Typically I feel like I don't run it till, especially because I'm going to be tanking it. I probably want to be 19 or 20 before I do it.
What can I do for you? Keep your feet on the ground. See you soon.
I'm gonna buy my Hearthstone here, and then I think we'll go south and we will maybe work on the first Trog quest for In Defense of the King's Lands. Well, maybe we'll work on the cooking quest. Yeah, maybe we should do this.
What can I get for you today?
Depending on how, like, farmed out the area is.
Well met.
Well, I see boar, so that's a good sign. At this point in the night, I probably will forget to loot them. It's getting to that part in the night, because I'm an old person. I get tired really early. And after that, I'm not good for much. And Justin, have a good rest of your night, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. Lael, thanks for stopping by, man. It was good to see you after so long. We'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your night. That's probably the fastest I've ever gotten the boar intestines, which means one of the other animals is going to give us a problem. And now they're all farmed out. This is obviously why we need more and more and more layers. All of the layering. Oh god, they're gonna double poison me, aren't they? That could be bad. The fact that I'm not hitting him at all is also really weird. Like, why am I not hitting him? I feel like I just haven't been hitting. Huh. And we can't bandage with a poison running on us. I'm gonna have to buy some food. Yeah, we need food to eat. Do I have any food? I do not. I have 0 edible foods. Alright, so it's the bears this time. Yeah, the bears are gonna give us a hard time. Let's see, we need 2 more bear meat. How many bear are we gonna have to kill? I guess first we'd have to get tags. There we go. I thought the fire mage back there was winding up on this guy. We're not getting that one. This guard just kill stoled from us. He literally kill stole. Why did he do that? He just came over here and he sniped him from us. We didn't get to loot him. Like, oh God, why? It's like that's the time when we didn't need the guard's help at all. You know, when you need a guard's help, they're never going to be around. That time, that was like the opposite of help. He just hindered us. Not yet, Johnny. She hasn't had time. She's kind of like, so for part, like, she does the job that I used to do. So for part of the year, she has to write, like, a curriculum and develop training materials. She has to wrap all that up, and then they go into teaching mode, where then they teach the classes. And she's right at the crunch part of her development. And so I think she's upstairs working right now. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's working right now. Because she's in crunch mode right now, so she doesn't have time. It's like, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, the whole real job thing. She's got to wrap up a couple curriculums, and then she might have some time once they're in class. But then again, when you're in class, if you're teaching classes, then you're kind of burnt out after a day of teaching. So I'm hoping that she will find the time soon. We still have our A-frame house that we haven't built either. She has her next project lined up that she was going to do solo, and then we have the A-frame house that we were going to build together. And there just hasn't been, like, energized time for that to happen. I'm gonna convince her just to play hardcore on her channel. It doesn't require a lot of energy. Building Legos requires more energy than this. Yeah, she's gonna do them, but it's like, I guess it's just like a bad time. I remember being in her exact position, and like, you know, you have the time leading up to class where you know you're not gonna have a lot of time leading up to class, and then you know once you're in class that you're not gonna have you're gonna have time. You might have more time, but you're not gonna have like the energy. Good so far? It's well, it's good so far. Did I get tired of the pally? No, I didn't. The pally needs to get rested XP. I like the warrior, so for me, like when I play another character, like it's not because I'm tired of a character. It's like it's also like different times. I might be in a different mood, but ideally, like you have a couple of hardcore characters going so that they can kind of alternate getting rested. I could stand to have a third character in rotation. Because so far, for a couple days now, I've played the Pally and the Warrior each day. That's how much I'm not tired of the Pally, is that I've been playing both each day. And by that way, like, none of them are getting rested XP. I could actually stand to have a third character. and then at least one of them each day would get rested XP. You know, even if I play two of them in a day, one of them at least would get rested XP, because right now I'm playing them both. What class would be my third? Probably the priest. We started up that priest. They're level 9, and they're just they're chilling in Dunmorrow, ready to like do a bunch of stuff. It'd probably be the priest. If I fired up a third. Yeah, Johnny the Rogue's alive. I've been trying to figure out what to do with my recorded stuff. I talk a lot about how, like, if I put out a recorded video in the day that I stream, it kind of tanks everything. So I've been putting out the recorded videos on the weekends, and for now I'm going to continue to do that. But I was thinking, like, if I want to do more recorded content, if I want to do, like, daily or bi-daily recorded content, I might have to move the recorded stuff to my second channel. I might have to move the recorded stuff over to Rambles Gaming, because what's happening is, like, when I put out a recorded video on a day I do a stream, and I stream most days, it tanks that video, and then because that video tanks, the algorithm then will tank, like, future content as well. It'll show it to less people. And so less people find their way here, which is upsetting. So I might actually be moving the recorded stuff over to the second channel in the future so that I can do more recorded stuff. Because I would like to have, like, recorded stuff going out, like, if not every day, every other day. But right now, the YouTube algorithm does not want me to do that. Gary asks, what's fun about playing hardcore? It just seems stressful. It's not stressful to me. What's fun about hardcore is partially that you're playing Classic Era. And Classic Era is just, like, a great big journey. What makes hardcore fun especially is, like, everything you do matters. Every piece of gear matters. Every elixir matters. Every potion in your bags matters. Every choice you make matters. Like, it's just like it's just like the ultimate form of WoW, because, like, not only does, like, everything matter much more in Classic anyway, but in hardcore every single thing matters. From level 1, all of your actions and choices matter. The second channel is Rambles Gaming. Rambles Gaming. I think there's a link to it on my main channel. At least there should be. There should be. It should be an affiliated channel on my main channel. And I had that around just to do, like, one-off stuff, like stuff I wanted to try out, but I wasn't sure if I was going to continue to play. I did some indie stuff on there, Vampire Survivors, Dome Keeper, games like that. But I haven't done anything on it recently. And I'm kind of thinking it could be a home for, like, the recorded stuff that this channel doesn't want anymore. Like, it's weird because it's almost like YouTube has to decide if your channel is a streaming channel or a recorded channel. And when you're trying to do both of them, the algorithm seems to punish you. So that's it. That's been my experience, at least. People playing and even preferring Classic after 20 years still amazes you. Yeah. It just should. It's a testament to how good of an actual RPG it is. It's a testament to the fact that, like, people want a great big RPG journey, and people want to get off of the end game treadmill of meaningless loot and meaningless currencies and meaningless world events. People want off the treadmill, and they want a marathon instead. People want a marathon through a beautiful countryside. They don't want to be on a treadmill of empty endgame content anymore. That's what it's indicating. When am I going to play the Paladin? Marson, I've played the Paladin every day. The only days I didn't play the Paladin, I didn't play on Saturday, and I didn't play Sunday because I didn't stream it all Sunday. But, like, during the week, I've been playing the Paladin every day. I'll probably play him at some point tomorrow. I don't know. We'll probably start off tomorrow on the Warrior, and then we'll probably play the Paladin at some point. Eventually, I'm going to have to let the Paladin sit for more than a couple days. Because the Paladin is level 35, and the Paladin needs rested XP. And they're not going to get rested XP if I play them every day. So as much as I want to keep playing them every day, I'm going to have to, like, alternate days or find a time to let them sit. Over the weekend was good. We got about 6 bars arrested over the weekend, so that was okay. But yeah, I'm not sure. We're just going to play it by ear. I'm going to play whatever I want on the day that I want to do it. And that's how we're going to do that. Johnny, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. This armor looked better on the dwarf, didn't it? The armor looked better on the dwarf. Absolutely. Alright, guys. It's been fun. I've had a great time. I appreciate you guys being here for the later streams. I enjoy being able to do the later streams. I enjoy hanging out with you guys in the evening. I enjoy seeing the different skyboxes of Azeroth and seeing, like, the sunset light and stuff. It's been a really great time. I am going to call it here for today. We will be back tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock Eastern my time, roundabouts. And we will do some more. I think we'll start on the warrior tomorrow, and then maybe we'll move to the paladin like later in the afternoon. But we'll see. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. As always, take care of yourselves out in the real world and take care of each other. And we'll see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.